Incoming transmission standby. Welcome to the Nod News Network. The former U.S. president said he could resolve the conflict in 24 hours if re-elected next year. President Vladimir Zelensky said that if former U.S. President Donald Trump really believes that his so-called plan to resolve the Ukraine crisis within 24 hours is achievable, then he should present it to the world instead for allowing hostilities to continue at the cost of Ukrainian lives. Trump has repeatedly asserted that he will be able to resolve the conflict quickly by reaching a fair deal. He said his approach would involve pressuring Russia and Ukraine to make concessions. Zelensky was asked about the idea by CNN's Wolf Blitzer in an interview. If he has this plan, why be afraid and wait? He asked in Ukrainian before switching to English. If he has a clever idea, he can share it with us. Now he can share his ideas publicly without wasting time, without losing people, and say, "My formula is to end the war, to end all these tragedies and to end Russian aggression," the Ukrainian president continued. Zelensky made clear that he would reject any Trump plan that involves territorial concessions from Ukraine or that does not end with the expulsion of Russian troops from our land. Otherwise it does not express the overall idea of peace. So, if the idea is how to take part of our territory and give it to Putin, then that is not a formula for peace. Zelensky suggested that Trump himself may not be the one to come up with his plan. He called on the United States, as a country, to think about what it would give Putin from your territory in exchange for Russia not using nuclear weapons. Moscow views the conflict in Ukraine as part of a Western proxy war against Russia. In his public address, the Russian president said his government would not hesitate to use every weapon in its arsenal, in accordance with the country's military doctrine. According to the document, the nuclear option is reserved for cases where Russia's existence is threatened. Putin said he considered the risks posed by the conflict in Ukraine to be far below that threshold. Zelensky arrived in the United States on Monday to attend the United Nations General Assembly and meet with senior U.S. officials. He sought to persuade them to maintain the flow of military aid to his country and to provide more advanced weapons from the Pentagon's stockpile. This has been the Nod News Network, transmission complete.